Welcome everyone to this presentation about taking the GRE General Test at home. It's the test that helps you keep your educational plans on track. Admissions test that can be used to apply to a range of master's, MBA, specialized masters in business, JD, and doctoral programs at top-ranked schools worldwide. In response to the global pandemic and the restrictions on regular testing, ETS and the GRE program are proud to introduce this convenient and flexible testing option to you. This presentation will cover all the important aspects of the test, including eligibility, testing requirements, accommodations, and things to know about registering, what to expect on test day, and getting your scores. The most important thing to know about taking the GRE General Test at home is that it's the same GRE General Test that you would take in a test center. It has the same content, format, and on-screen experience. It offers the same test-taker-friendly features, such as skipping questions within a section, going back and changing answers, and an on-screen calculator. And it has the same scores and score report as well. Because it's the same test, your preparation for the test is also the same. You can use the same strategies and the same official materials from ETS, like the official guide to the GRE General Test and Power Prep online practice tests. The only differences are, you take the test at home, you use your own equipment, which must meet the requirements for the test, and you are monitored online by a human proctor instead of being monitored by a proctor at a test center. Next, we'll talk about eligibility for the test, testing requirements, and accommodations. As of the date of this presentation, taking the GRE General Test at home is available everywhere that the GRE General Test is normally available, except mainland China and Iran. This could change, so check the at-home website for the most current information about where the test is available. Test session times are available around the clock on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays through June 30th, 2020. Again, this is subject to change as circumstances of the pandemic change. You will need to use a computer that meets the requirements for the test. It must be a desktop or a laptop, not a tablet or mobile device. It must have a Windows operating system. You can use a Mac computer if Windows is installed. And you should be using a Chrome or Firefox browser. To communicate with the proctor, you will need a microphone, which can be an external device or the internal microphone in your computer. You will also need an internal or external speaker. Headsets and earphones are not permitted for the at-home test. You will also need a camera. Again, it can be built into your computer, or it can be a separate webcam. The important thing is that you need to be able to show the proctor a 360-degree view of the room before your test. ETS provides reasonable accommodations for test takers with disabilities. For the at-home test, you can request accommodations via your ETS account. If you receive approval for extended time, extra breaks, screen magnification, or selectable colors, you can register for a test directly in your ETS account. For all other approved accommodations, you will need to register through ETS Disability Service. Here are some important things you need to know before you register to make your registration go smoothly. First, make sure your computer is ready for the test by downloading the ETS Test Browser. This is the software you need to run the test. Make sure that you run the exe file after downloading it to ensure that it is fully installed. Next, run the PROCTOR-U systems check to confirm that your computer, camera, microphone, and speaker meet the requirements for the test. Now you're ready to register. The registration process for the GRE General Test at home is somewhat different from the regular test and has two main steps. Step 1 is to start your registration in your ETS account. You will need to create an account if you don't already have one, and log in. Follow the directions to register and select the test at home. You won't see any test dates here because you will choose your test date later in Step 2. Keep following the directions to continue your registration and pay for your test. After you finish this step, you will receive an email from PROCTOR-U. The email is usually delivered within a few hours. Step 2 is where you will select your test date and time and complete your registration. Use the link in the email from PROCTOR-U to access your PROCTOR-U account and follow the directions to select your test date and time. Look for another email when you're done that confirms your test date. If you need to reschedule your test, you can do so without a rescheduling fee. Note that the process may be different depending on your situation. Now you've made it to test day. Make sure you have everything ready to take your test at home. For the test, make sure you can be in a room alone without interruptions. Your computer must be on an empty desk or table, and the area around it must be clear. You must sit in a standard chair, not on a bed or an overstuffed chair. When you start your test, you will need to bring the following items: your ID, a mirror or mobile phone, and note-taking materials. You are allowed to take notes using an erasable marker, either with a whiteboard or a transparent sheet protector with a paper inside. Here is what the whiteboard and sheet protector might look like. Either way, be sure to use a marker that can be fully erased. Make sure you are dressed appropriately for the test, and your ears are not covered by your hair, a hat, or other items. Avoid wearing a watch, jewelry, or other accessories. To start your test, log into your PROCTOR-U account at your scheduled time. Make sure you're not late, or your test may be canceled. You will be connected to the proctor, who will ask you to show your ID, show your computer screen, and do a 360-degree scan of the room with your computer camera. During your test, make sure the proctor can see you, and avoid any actions that may look suspicious. After the third test section, there is a 10-minute break. You can leave your seat, but you must return on time. You will be monitored by a proctor and artificial intelligence throughout the test to verify your ID. If you have a technical issue during the test, you can ask your proctor for assistance, or contact PROCTOR-U by phone if you have been disconnected. You will have the option to report or cancel your score. If you choose Report, you will see your unofficial scores. You can choose how you want to report your scores using the Score Select option. And you will also need to erase any notes you have taken in view of the proctor. After your test, your responses will be sent to ETS for scoring. Your official scores will be posted to your ETS account 10 to 15 days after your test, and also sent to the institutions you designated. Scores are valid for 5 years. Remember, taking the GRE General Test in the comfort and safety of your home can help you test soon, keeping your educational plans on track. For more information about the test, visit the At Home website.